Hey townies, my name's Philip, and you're watching the Mountain City Show. So today is an interesting story that happened last night and Friday, but mainly last night. So it's kind of like the X-Files, the Roswell incident ×2. And if you want, go ahead and stick around, hit that like and subscribe, become a resident of the mountain, and let's dive in. Hey townies, I'm Philip, and we usually don't record on Sundays, but something happened last night and Friday, which was really interesting, and I'm really curious about it because I kind of like UFOs and aliens. I think it's kind of cool. So it's almost like a Roswell all over again ×2. And if you watch this CNN interview from the Secretary of Defense in Canada and the pilot accounts, it makes you think that these last two they just shot down was not a freaking balloon. And it almost kind of resembles the little Tic Tacs that those fighter pilots were talking about when they got them captured into the radar system on their fighter jets out in the Atlantic. So let's go ahead and play this CNN interview for you because it just happened. So let's take a look.
Just miles off the coast of Alaska yesterday. Unlike the Chinese spy balloon shot down last Saturday, this object demanded more immediate action yesterday. Officials say it was flying much lower at 40,000 feet, making it a dangerous potential threat to civilian aircraft. But now we are learning that U.S. military pilots who approached the craft have given conflicting accounts of what they saw. This new reporting coming in now from CNN national security reporter Natasha Bertrand. Natasha, so this is interesting. This is kind of unusual that these pilots saw different things, and that is sort of, I guess, the mystery of all this.
Yeah, not even the pilots apparently were really able to identify what they saw. And just to take you back for a sec, on Thursday, the U.S. defense officials sent F-35 fighter jets up to try to figure out what this object was that was flying around near Alaska. Those pilots, we have learned, have given very conflicting accounts of what they actually experienced.
Conflicting accounts.
That the object interfered with the plane's sensors, other pilots saying that they didn't really experience that, other pilots saying that when they looked at the object, they could identify no identifiable propulsion system, and they did not know how it was actually staying in the air, cruising at that altitude of about 40,000 feet. So this has all added to the Pentagon's wariness of describing in more detail what this object actually is until they can get more information through the debris that they are recovering right now.
And what do we know about the efforts to recover the wreckage of this second object? It looks like NORAD just put out an email a short time ago, and it sounds like they're trying to recover it.
They did, and what we were told yesterday is that the object was shot down over frozen water, so it landed on the ice, essentially. We don't know what kind of condition it's in, whether it is intact, for example, but recovery efforts have been launched, and according to the Defense Department, they have been able to recover a significant amount of debris. Now, notably, they still don't know what this object is, where it came from,
They still don't know
what direction it was headed in,
Come
or
on
what
now.
direction it came from. It is just all very murky at this point, but they do say
Murky.
that the FBI is going to be taking the lead on analyzing the debris. If that sounds familiar, it's because just last week we saw that another Chinese spy balloon,
was not a spy balloon.
because we don't know what this
These
one
two
actually
were
is,
not spy
was
balloons.
shot down, also being analyzed by the FBI. But right now, there are just so many more questions than answers, Jim.
Yeah, and as the hours go on, it gets more and more mysterious. All right, Natasha Bertrand, thank you very much. Let's bring in former CIA operative Bob Baer. Bob, I mean, this is starting to sound like something out of the X-Files.
See that? Something out of the X-Files.
What do you make of these?
So I also got one more here. It is this one. This is about Trudeau and Biden, unidentified object.
Over Alaska on Friday evening. As they monitored it and tracked where it was going, it did cross into Canadian airspace. At some point today, President Biden and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau both spoke. They had both been monitoring the situation for the last 24 hours, and they ultimately decided that out of an abundance of caution, they wanted to follow the advice of their military leaders and authorize the shooting down of this object. Now, at this point, once this operation was underway, it was ultimately an American F-22 fighter jet that shot down this unidentified object over Canada. Now,
are now underway and will be supported by the Canadian Armed Forces in conjunction with the RCMP.
So they're going to
This
retrieve them
coordinated
both.
operation will allow a further investigation into this object. We have no further details about the object at this time.
Of course you don't.
Other than it appears to be a small cylindrical object and smaller than the one that was downed off the coast of North Carolina. There is no reason to believe that the impact of the object in Canadian territory is of any public concern.
No, don't be concerned. Don't be concerned at all. No, you don't want to be concerned. Why would you be concerned? Do you honestly think they're going to tell you the truth? No. I mean, I don't think they're going to tell us the truth. I don't. You would probably even sit there and look at a green little alien and they'd be like, well, that's not real, but he's talking to me. Well, you're just seeing things. There's something wrong with you. So I'm telling you, something's happening, regardless of what anybody says. So between like everything going on with China and Russia, and now you have two unidentified flying objects shot out of the sky that were messing with two F-22 Raptors sensors, which, how do they do that? Apparently nobody really has any technology to mess with those jets. They shut down the airspace over Lake Michigan yesterday, and they also shut down the airspace around Montana and parts of Canada, where they shot this object down. It fell into Canada, so I'm sure our people and their people are going to see what it is. They probably really maybe know what it is, but it kind of sounds like, I'm going to have to say the guy on CNN hit it, man. It's the X-Files. And I still think it's a UFO. I think it was two of them. Why not? I don't think there was no writing, and it looks like a little tic-tac. So anyway, I wanted to put that out there, so make sure that you people can see it and pay attention to the news, even if it's CNN or Fox News or anybody. Just pay attention a little bit, because you're never going to get the whole story. Hey townies, my name's Philip and you're watching the Mountain City Show. Hey, if you could, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. And don't forget to click the bell.
The bell?
Yeah.
What's the bell?
Bell notifies them every time we have a new video. So make sure you click the bell.
It's free, cost you nothing. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.